Hi everyone. Today I want to show you how to use Kami, which is a neat program we have that lets you write on your computer directly onto a PDF, like a worksheet. And that way, when I give you worksheets for homework, if you want to use Kami, you don't have to print it out, write it, take the picture, upload the picture, and turn it in. You can just do the work right on the worksheet and then just resubmit it. So this is how it works. This is my Google Drive and this is my worksheet. We're going to say this is our homework for right now, the triangles worksheet. If you open it up, you'll see it. And above it, there's this little drop-down menu that says Open With. If you click on that, I have this choice that says Annotate with Kami. Now that's the one I want, but before I use it, I want to say if you don't see that, you might need to sign up for it first. So if you don't see the Kami choice, just close this, go back to your drive. Right here, these 9 little dots up in the top corner, these are your Google apps. If you click on that and you scroll way down to the bottom, you should see Kami there. If you click on that, it'll walk you through a couple steps to sign up for it. Make sure you use your school account. Then, after you've done that, if you open up the triangles menu and click Open With, you should see it there. So once you see it, click it, and it opens up the worksheet in Kami, which is a program that lets you annotate or write on it. So over here on the left, you have all of your choices. You have a writing tool if you want to just write on it like you would with a pencil. You have a text tool if you want to type on it. You have an equation tool, which is good for us, for math. You can actually type equations in there. You have an eraser if you want to get rid of something. You have shapes if you want to draw a shape, and some other tools there. So let's say I want to start doing this worksheet, and I notice the first question says, circle each name below that is the correct name for the triangle. And I go, okay, well, I could either use the pen tool and just draw circles myself, or I could actually use the shape tool. So I use the shape tool, I choose circles. Maybe I'll choose a color, like I'll choose this bright pink to make it stand out. And let's say I think the very first one is the answer, or is one of the answers, I can just put a circle around it like that. Now let's say I think this one's an answer. So just by dragging, I can make these circles, and I can circle all the ones that I think are the answers. Okay, and then question number 2, it's a writing question. I go, okay, well if it's a writing question, I probably want to use the type tool. So I click on the T, I make a text box, maybe I kind of stretch it out to fill up my worksheet here, and then I start typing. The question says, what is the difference between this and that? So I say, the difference is ... and then, you guys would finish. I'm not going to do it, but you guys could finish your question and tell me what the difference is. Now the third question down is an actual math problem. It says the two angles below are equal, let's solve for x. And you go, okay, well I need to solve for x, I need to show my work. It says right in the directions, show your work. So there's two things you can do. You can either use the drawing tool, and again, you can choose a color if you want. Maybe we'll do red this time. And you say, I'm going to actually write it out. So I say if the two angles are equal, let's take the numbers in them and make them equal. Let's say 2x plus 1 equals 33. And then I have an equation to solve, and I'm going to show my work. So I say, well, the first thing I'm going to do is subtract 1 from both sides of the equation, and then finish out the work. I'm not going to finish the question, but you finish out the work, you get your answer, you circle it, and you're done. The other thing that you could have done here, if you didn't want to actually write it out, is you can use the equation editor. So if you click the little divided by symbol for equations, you go over here and you type the equation. 2x plus 1 equals 33. And you say, okay, what I want to do is subtract 1 from each side. So I'm going to make a new one, and I'm going to put minus 1. And then you say, now I want to put it under the plus 1, since that's what I'm going to subtract it from. So you click on this. This is how you move it. You click on that little arrow, and you put it right there. And you say, well, I want to subtract 1 from both sides, so I need another minus 1. And then we move that under the 33. So you can do it by typing, too. It's kind of a neat little, put things in the right place and show your work that way. So whether you chose to actually write it out with your mouse, or I actually have a little stylus, or if you want to type it out in the equation editor, you can show your work that way. Now the last thing, and a very important thing, when you're done, make sure you save it. So if you go up here to this little save symbol, you want to click Save Now, And I don't think it's going to do it for me because I'm already logged in, but a lot of times when you do this, it'll say, a little window will pop up and say, you know, click here to authorize Google Drive or whatever, and you have to log into Google basically. And that's okay, just do that. But once it says this, last saved a few seconds ago right here, you know you're done, and you can just close the window. Now if you go back to the worksheet and you open it up again, it has all the work we just did in it. So if you had finished the whole thing, whether you did circles or typing or solving equations or whatever, if you finish the whole thing, you don't need to print or take a picture or anything. You can just submit that for your homework. So I think this is a little bit easier way of doing worksheets. You don't have to do it this way, but I wanted to show you in case you want to try it this way.